Okay, I could not resist. I just could not resist titling this video April Fools. When you see the chart, and that's basically all we're going to look at is charts today, you'll see why. On the dollar franc, it was definitely April Fool's Day. Here it is, 15-minute chart of the day. Let me give you the drawing tool. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Okay. I mean, everybody was shorting until we hit the bottom here at the 104.40, which happened to be the QuickView's potential stops and limits too low for the day. And 15 minutes of just craziness. It just took off, almost touched the Lone Ranger up here at 106.11. Did not touch it. We had a short end there, by the way. We also had a short end in this area here. We drew this value area from the previous day where there was a void, and we also noticed that it fit right in well with the barriers that we have here, with the lines showing here. So that worked out really good in shorting that, because we did have momentum. Now, in the euro, a couple of days we've had where we didn't really have any real movement to the downside, giving the momentum for this kind of a trade. We'll take a look at that in a second when we look at the euro. But here it was legitimate, and this is the reason why it held and it filled our targets. And thank goodness we filled some targets, and thank goodness that we decided to use our levels to trade with. It was great. Too bad we didn't take a long at that bottom, but we took the short. We took the short at this first move here, and we also had one. It just barely got it. We got it, but then we got it nevertheless. Filled our targets. That was a nice day for us. Not a nice day for a lot of people, though, as you can see. This took. I'm sure this took a lot of people out of their trade. Some took out for a profit. Some took out for a loss. And then, and it didn't drop back down. I mean, it's leveled off, as you can see here, in between the channel that we have in the QuickView. It's just kind of stayed right in there. Okay, now that's that for April Fools. Let's look at the rest of these charts and see. Wait a minute. Here's the Aussie. The Aussie, once again, we had breakouts right at the area 8, around 8:45 after the news came out, right in here, and that's where we decided to take our long when we could break that, and everything broke together. The Aussie broke with the euro and the pound. They all broke barriers at the same time, and we just took them. And we, of course, we took a quick target here on the Aussie. We were out from this barrier to this barrier, and let me pull up the euro and the pound, because those were the only others that we actually had filled some trades on. Hold on. Here you can see the euro tricked us a little bit. We should not have taken the short that we took here. I mean, sorry, the long that we took here so prematurely, and it stopped us out as price fell, broke under the barrier. But we were able to grab it later on. This is the same point at which the barrier was able to. I'm sorry, the barrier was able to make the transition along with the other pairs that busted out on that. And of course, we were able to get our target, which was great. This was the barrier at the same time that the Aussie and the pound were breaking their barriers. So we decided to go with it, and we were fortunate in going with it. We were able to get a move from here to here, and get filled for a small gain there. We just added more contracts than we normally would with our usual fill. Same thing happened. Let me show you the pound. Here on the pound, you can see the constant move that's been going to the upside, meeting this barrier here, this really tight barrier, breaking it here. We were able to get in and grab it at that point. We had our stops underneath the lows here. Actually, no, I'm sorry, they were underneath this low. It was this low because it was the low underneath this barrier. So it was a fairly wide risk margin, and we did not get filled. We never reached our target. We just meandered across for a small gain at the close when we've just finally just let it go. But nevertheless, a gain it was, and we weren't caught in April Fools. Okay, I mean that's just terrible when something like that happens to you. You know, look at that. That's terrible. A lot of people were fooled. Lost some money, I'm sure. So there it was, April the 1st, 2010. Definitely was April Fool's Day if you were trading the dollar franc. But not if you were using QuickView. Let me tell you why. If you were using QuickView to make a trade to go short at 106.11, which was the Lone Ranger level, it never would have been filled. If you were doing the scalping techniques that we did today, using the levels of the barriers, you would have been filled to go short, and your targets would have been met before the chaos. So what can I say other than we've got it? We are the champions. Anyway, that's it. ForexUniversity.net is the place to be if you want to make the money.